From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024.
This is Todd Spangler, Washington correspondent for the Detroit Free Press. If anyone in Michigan's congressional delegation knows about immigration issues, it should be U.S. Rep. Hillary Scholten of West Michigan. She was an immigration attorney and worked for the Justice Department on the issue. She also was sharply critical of former President Trump's policy of no tolerance for illegal immigration and family separations. Back in 2018, she chastised the administration for not recognizing the, quote, inherent freedom of movement, unquote, that people fleeing violence and poverty must have. Now, Scholten is among those Democrats, including President Joe Biden, who support rules that could limit asylum seekers from entering the U.S. at a time of record immigration. Republicans have blasted Scholten, saying she's changing her tune with an election in a swing district coming up. President Donald Trump is even coming into her district on Tuesday to talk about crime and its link to immigration. He is zeroing in on a case where police say a man who was deported 4 years ago re-entered the U.S. and killed a woman, Ruby Garcia, with whom he had had a relationship. But Scholten argues she has always pressed for fair immigration policies. She says that while there are too many people for current border policies to handle, reforms could make sure those most in need get into the U.S. while turning others back. And both she and Biden says it's Republicans, not Democrats, who have turned their back on bipartisan measures that would slow the tide of immigration, refusing to pass anything that might help Biden in the election. Republicans, meanwhile, say the president already has all the authority he needs to shut down the border.
This is Neeraj Warikoo of the Detroit Free Press with news about a policy of the Catholic Archdiocese of Detroit that is generating controversy. The leader of the Catholic Church in Metro Detroit, Archbishop Alan Vigneron, recently released a 7,000-word letter and statement announcing the new policies of the Archdiocese on gender identity. The policies deny the existence of a transgender identity, referring to it as gender confusion. The policies will go into effect in August and will apply to all institutions and programs in the 6-county archdiocese involving youth. Vigneron compared a person who identifies as transgender as similar to a person who smokes cigarettes or a pregnant woman who drinks alcohol. LGBTQ Catholics and their supporters blasted the new policies, saying they are cruel and unscientific. Carolyn Shelhoob, Vice President of Dignity Detroit, a group of LGBTQ Catholics in Michigan, said she felt sick to her stomach when she read the letter. For more information on the story and to read the letter from the Archdiocese, visit freep.com.
I'm Andrew Burkle with the Free Press Sports Department. Former Detroit Lions cornerback Cam Sutton was in court on Monday after turning himself into authorities late Sunday night. Law enforcement in Florida have been looking for Sutton for weeks after police issued a warrant for his arrest on March 7th. It was for a felony count of domestic battery by strangulation. Sutton appeared in a Florida court Monday and was officially charged with one misdemeanor count of domestic battery. He was later released on his own recognizance. This story first started to really blow up publicly when the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office decided to take to social media on March 20th when they couldn't track down Sutton. The Sheriff's Department posted, "Do you know this man?" And it didn't take long for folks on social media to figure out that it was Cam Sutton of the Detroit Lions. We now know, thanks to Lions President Rod Wood appearing at the NFL's annual meetings on March 25th, that Sutton was in the team's building unexpectedly working out with the team's strength staff when the news first broke. Wood also said the team told him to reach out to counsel and to turn himself in. After meeting over the next day, Wood said the team eventually decided to release Sutton. Sutton signed a lucrative contract with the Lions last offseason, but disappointed in the role of number one quarterback. That led the Lions to trade for cornerback Carlton Davis from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a few days before the Sutton news broke. Sutton was set to make $10.5 million this fall, but the Lions will look to void the base salary guarantees in his deal and will also be looking for a number two cornerback who may already be on the roster. We'll continue to follow this story and Sutton's preceding legal battle, so be sure to check in with us at freep.com, freep.com/sports for more information as it happens.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.